Conserving Electricity by Aiden Moreau. Introduction. My electricity bills have always been one of the highest costs in our household, and I wanted to know what was behind the high energy consumption. I was curious to know if some minor changes in our daily habits would have a noticeable impact on money saving. Sustainability has been a particular interest of mine, and the project allowed me to investigate how to live more efficiently with environmental and budget-friendly options. I wondered how practical it would be to lower energy use without adapting to drastic lifestyle changes. In undertaking this project, I wanted to develop a problem-solving capacity, track measurable variations, and bring research into a tangible setting. Capstone goals and essential question. Goal. The primary motive of this project was to achieve and implement measures to reduce electricity usage in my house without compromising comfort and efficiency. I wanted to find out effective and affordable methods that could simply be integrated into the daily routine. I also had the goal to observe and measure the impact over time to determine if it provided a noticeable savings. The task required taking proactive steps in saving energy and creating habits which would guarantee sustainability throughout a lifetime. Essential questions. How much of an impact can a small everyday habit have on reducing electricity consumption? Many people assume that cutting energy costs and expensive upgrades cost drastic lifestyle changes. I wanted to test whether simple adjustments such as turning off unused electronics, optimizing heating and cooling, or reducing TV usage could make a noticeable difference in our overall electricity use and expenses. Focus. Instead of focusing on costly choices such as solar panel installation and appliance replacement, I opted for low-cost, easy solutions. These solutions include stuff that anyone could perform. I sought to find simple, low-cost means of saving electricity while maintaining a residence in a comfortable state. This test provides a chance for me to experiment with different approaches and find the most effective energy-saving habits. Research phase. Why research was important. Before making changes, I needed to understand where most energy waste was occurring in my home. Research helped me identify which appliances had the most electricity and which small, cost-effective changes could make a difference. Learning from experts and case studies gave me a realistic idea of what savings to expect. What I researched. Average electricity use in Canadian households and how it compares to other regions. Which household appliances and devices consume the most electricity and how to minimize their impact. Phantom power, standby energy use, and ways to reduce electricity. Effective energy-saving strategies recommended by Fortis BC, BC Hydro, and environmental agencies. Real-life case studies of households that successfully lowered their energy consumption. Resources used. Fortis BC Energy Reports. Provided insights of electricity usage trends and available rebate programs. Online research, articles and reports on energy conservation strategies. Expert constellation, spoke with a Fortis BC employee to understand which habits have the biggest impact on electricity bills. Government and academic sources, studies recommended that from the official energy and conservation organizations. Case studies analyzed real-world examples of families who successfully cut their electricity usage. Implementation, the do phase. What implementation mattered? Research alone would not cut my electricity bill. I had to implement what I'd learned. The intention was to try small, simple modifications that would not require grand sacrifices or expensive upgrades. I wished to know whether one could save noticeable amounts by adjusting everyday habits and implementing small improvements. Changes made. Replaced all the inaudible light bulbs with LED bulbs to reduce lighting costs. Removed plugs from unused electronics and used smart power strips to reduce phantom power. Reduced TV viewing until after 3 p.m. Also adjusted thermostat settings, lowered heating for a few degrees, and used blankets instead of space heaters. Started doing full loads of laundry in cold water instead of making several small loads and using warm water. Tracking my process. Maintained a daily log of electricity usage to measure before and after the comparison. Checked home electricity bills to determine if there was reductions in kWh consumption. Involved family members and explained to them what actions resulted in wastage. Adjusted methods based on the success of each change and continued to fine-tune energy savings behavior. Challenges faced. Why challenges occurred. Reducing electricity used required agreement from my entire family. Certain usage like winter heating couldn't be merely reduced. Random fluctuations in energy made a measurement of the results harder. Ugh. Major challenges. Family resistance. Some did not think they needed to change their habits. Inevitable use of energy. Refrigeration and heating are essentials, restraining savings in certain areas. Seasonal fluctuation. Winter demanded more heating, affecting and energy use. Difficulty monitoring. Some changes had immediate impacts, but others took longer to affect bills. Solutions implemented. Educating my household. I explained the savings and the ecological advantages to get them on board. Small beginnings. Instead of sweeping changes, I made incremental adjustments that were easier to adapt to. Adjustments with flexibility, focused on the best changes and not eliminating all the power use. Monitoring and motivation. Compared electricity costs year by year to show measurable gains, encouraging cooperation. Results and key finding. The bills. Before September 2024, $919.86 per every 2 months, because that's how they measure it, and it was 5,149 kWh used and 83 kWh per day. That's on average. And then after 627.45 in 2 months, and you can see it's down to about 3K, and it was only an average of 56.6 kWh per day. And the effect, reduced daily electricity usage by 26.4 kWh, total savings $292.41 over 62 days. Lessons learned and growth. Why this project is valuable. This project taught me the real importance of saving energy. I learned while research is important, taking action is what truly makes a difference. Working with my family to reduce electricity use required patience, education, and teamwork. Skills gained. Critical thinking. I had to compare different ways of conserving energy and choose the best ones. Communication. Convincing my family to come on board required explanations, plans, and patience. Self-management. Tracking progress and keeping changes required consistency and discipline. Problem solving. I had to adjust my plan when some changes were not working as expected. Key takeaways. Small actions add up. Turning off the lights, adjusting thermostat knobs, and unplugging when not in use definitely helped. Tracking information matters. Monitoring the electricity usage allowed me to identify trends and adjust my approach. Group effort matters. Sustainability is the most effective way when all members of a household are involved and committed to change. Final reflection. What I've accomplished. Successfully reduced electricity use and saved money on bills. Developed new energy saving habits that I continue to follow. Learned how to track and analyze energy saving consumption efficiently. New goals moving forward. Continuing monitoring my household energy to ensure we maintain efficiency. Explore investing in smart home technology such as programmable thermostats to further cut energy waste. Share my findings with others. Help friends and family adopt similar energy saving strategies. Lessons that will continue to stay with me are small, consistent changes can lead to long-term financial and commercial benefits. Educating others about efficiency can have a ripple effect in reducing overall consumption. And that is the end of my project. Thank you for watching.